I really despise the dark theme shit that's on here because it catches reflections and crap. But anyway, I thought I'd get at least one video in and probably more before the election. And I, for one, will be glad when that's over. There's been so much manipulation of the polls because a lot of them are right-leaning polls, so it distorts what's out there. But I would say I'm pretty confident Kamala Harris will be the next, at least will be elected the next president of the United States. And deservedly, considering who the hell the opposition is. And it should be handily. The big factors that are carrying this, I think, for Kamala, and I know I'm getting cart before the horse, is a lot of crossover votes from Republicans that are just beside themselves over this thing that's the standard bearer, who should never have been, ever have gotten the nomination in 2016. That, and we see that obviously the Cheneys came out for Harris, and then Arnold Schwarzenegger came out for Kamala Harris a couple of days ago. One of George W. Bush's daughters is working on the Harris campaign. There's pressure, I think Liz Cheney was trying to put on George W. Bush to say something against this absolute idiot that's running on the Republican Party ticket for president. But so far he hasn't done anything. But that's one thing. The crossover votes, there should be lots and lots of them for Harris. A lot more than any on the other. I can't imagine anybody ever voting for Trump unless they're an absolute racist. It guarantees they're racist. You know, it's like being a member of the KKK if you're a MAGA type. So there's that. And then not only that, but stories like this are going to carry it for the Democrats, because women, since Dobbs and even before Dobbs, a little bit in these states that were trying to restrict abortion access, they're dying or they're at risk of dying. So here was another one who died a year ago because she died of sepsis, evidently. And they said the first hospital diagnosed this woman with strep throat without investigating her sharp abdominal pains. At the second, she screened positive for sepsis. Well, if you got sepsis, you've got to take care of it. A life-threatening and fast-moving reaction to an infection, medical records show, but doctors said the 6-month-old fetus had a heartbeat and that Crane was fine to leave. So kill the woman because of some stupidity about a fetus. And then on Crane's third hospital visit, an obstetrician insisted on 2 ultrasounds to confirm fetal demise. A nurse wrote, and where the hell is that? Before moving her to intensive care. By then, more than 2 hours after her arrival, Crane's blood pressure had plummeted, and a nurse noted that on her lips were blue and dusky. Her organs began failing. Hours later, she was dead. So they killed her. They murdered her. But when women are just things for fucking and having kids, what's it matter if a woman dies? She served her purpose. And so this is the big issue that's going to win it for the Democrats, because the Republicans have tried to ditch this issue or skirt this issue, but this is all on them. And it's all on Trump because he nominated those goddamned idiots. Those 3 idiots on the U.S. Supreme Court. Or the Leonard Leo Court, or the Samuel Alito Court. So there's that. And then a lot of men are whining, including this guy on Fox News, but you have these fake pastors or Christian Reconstructionists. I don't call them nationalists. They're Reconstructionists of the rush duty type. That's the washing machine spinning. Anyway, they're whining about women voting and, oh, we should take away women's suffrage because they vote Democratic. These men will never admit that they vote the wrong way. And they're just stupid when it comes to politics. Men as a group, white males as a group, they're stupid as fuck when it comes to politics. And all they think about is their goddamn privilege. And they think that they aren't privileged, but they are. They never had to actually work for anything. For generations, it's been that way. All along, it's been that way. You point to a job, it's yours because you have a dick and light skin. And you're considered the head of household. And women and minorities of both sexes, they had to pick up the crumbs. And now things have changed. And women aren't going back to that. So now they're whining about it. If women had voted, were overwhelmingly going to vote for Trump, they wouldn't whine about taking women's suffrage away. So you had this shit. But Trump is going in further into destructive mode. I talked about how, how crazy he was, how more crazy he was getting by the day. And now we hear, first of all, the garbage stuff, Biden's comments about that so-called comments at Madison Square Garden, the Trump rally there, and he called that garbage, but it was all twisted by the media to say that MAGA supporters were all garbage. Well, if the garbage can fits, why not? But that's not what Biden said. So then old Trump was running around, and he has absolutely no sense, or his handlers have no sense of irony. When he was out riding around after he almost couldn't get into the truck, garbage truck at an airport, but it says Trump on it, and it's a white truck. Of course it's white, but it's a garbage truck, and he's hauling garbage because he is garbage. It was unbelievable. And then another thing that he did, well, the people that are have been running his campaign, they're scared shitless now because every day he's pulling one outrageous thing after another. And so there was that garbage thing. And then, which was kind of akin to Dukakis in the tank. And then there was his comments about Liz Cheney, that she should be put in front of a firing squad. And, he means it. And his brain-dead supporters believe, anybody who doesn't agree with him, shoot him. They're so anti-American, it makes me sick. And they're wrapping themselves around the flag. So there was that. But probably the all-time low point. Oh, and then he also filed a lawsuit, a frivolous lawsuit, against CBS because CBS did an interview with Kamala Harris, Vice President Harris. Because it made her look good or something. He was sued for $10 billion in damages over this. In a complaint, Trump's legal counsel, Northern District of Texas, let me guess, it's old, yes, Kaczmarek. So they figure Kaczmarek will rubber stamp it, this frivolous lawsuit. Yeah, Kaczmarek. Oh shit, he's the mifepristone idiot. But anyway, his legal counsel claimed CBS's 60 Minutes interview with Harris and the associated programming were partisan and unlawful acts of election and voter interference. I think he was invited to appear. He didn't want to appear. And he thinks it was cleverly edited. Because yeah, it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. He was too chicken shit to get on there and do an interview. So he's mad that Kamala Harris did it. But old Kaz Merrick will probably say, oh, he's got grounds. Ah, shit. The courts are broken. Oh, and then, let's see. And then there was Trump did the all-time low point so far in this campaign, and that is he gave this speech, and at one point he was talking about the microphones, and then he simulated a hand job and a blow job on camera in front of an audience for all the world to see. So yeah, Trump's going down, but that's kind of taking it literal. But that is a man who was once president of the United States, who's trying to get a second term, and he's doing that kind of crap on camera. Can you imagine if any Democrat did that? Or really anybody else did that? That'd be the end of him. So he's screwed up. His followers are screwed up. And if you've got a MAGA flag that is out in your yard, or a MAGA bumper sticker, or MAGA yard signs, if you're doing all that, or if you're even voting for him and not doing all that, that's all the same as wearing a hood and a robe. Because it's the same mentality. Racist, sexist, piece of garbage. So anyway, that was kind of the last week of the campaign. Garbage in, garbage out. I couldn't believe it. So who knows what Trump has in store for the last few days. Whether he's going to expose himself in Miami Beach, like Jim Morrison was accused of doing way back in 1969, but he actually didn't do that. There was no evidence he did that. But Trump may very well do it. So tune in these waning hours of the campaign. But hopefully Kamala Harris handily wins it. My concern is, win or lose, what the hell the MAGA idiots are going to do. Because they're a damn cult. Anyway, on that happy note, I'm done.